Homonyms are a clever way of utilizing the English language in its many layers beyond face value. Maybe people in the olden days were bored of expanding the English dictionary, so they said, screw it, let's just reuse old words and make them synonyms for new definitions. And thus homonyms were born, which are basically homonyms are basically words that are spelt the same but have different definitions. For example, take the word run. I like to run cold water on my burns. I like to run for president. I like to run kids over with my car. The beautiful thing about homonyms is that it allows for versatility with words and also enables clever wordplay. Hey man, what do you think about Joe from science class? Yeah, I reckon he's pretty mean. Really? 'Cause he's nice to me. No, like mean as in average. I reckon he's pretty average. Ah, like an average Joe. Why use homonyms? Fun fact, homonyms isn't really a staple of linguistics like adverbs, adjectives, and nouns and whatnot. Instead, what a homonym is more of a linguistic phenomenon. It's not something we need to incorporate into our speech or writing in order for it to be comprehensive, but rather it's something that can describe our usage of words. Homonyms and synonyms are basically the same, is what a dumbass would think. According to Google autofill suggestions, people don't know the difference between a homonym and a synonym. What's there to be confused about? A homonym is a word that has multiple definitions associated with it. A synonym is a word that has multiple words associated with it. Never mind, I get how that'd be confusing. Both these words have a Greek origin, with homonym being same name. Funnily enough, the Greek origin of synonym is similar name. So you heard it from the Greeks firsthand, the linguistic masters, the architectures of language. Homo does not equal sin. See what I did there? Segue to lesson 2, homophones. Once again, not a function of speech, more so describes just something funny that happens in English. Well, not really English, it can happen to any language, but yeah, language in general. Maybe during the old times, people were like, I don't really feel like stretching the capabilities of human pronunciation, so they spelt the new word similarly to the old word, so they just pronounce it the same way. Homophones are words that sound exactly the same, but they have different definitions. I like to eat chicken every day. I like to eat 2 chickens every day. I like to eat 2 chickens every day too. The main purpose of homophones in recent media has been purely clever wordplay. The second purpose of homophones is distinguishing who in your social media should repeat second grade English. Why is it so difficult for people to correctly distinguish there, and there? There are still people who don't know the difference between effect and effect. Coincidentally, they're all homophones. Never mind, I understand why it's not straightforward. Once you get into the rhythm of knowing homophones, you can apply it to poetry or songwriting or whatever. With one last sight, I'm left in a daze, leaving a hole in my chest to remain for the rest of my days. Our love is a film, and this was the last scene. The most beautiful soul that I have ever seen. Going back to good old Greek linguistics, homophone's origin is same utterance. You utter the word the same way you do with its other variants, but it means different things. It's utterly simple. Anyway, semicolons are cool. A regular colon is used when you're about to introduce a new concept. Here is an example. This could be a list of items, a quote, an explanation, but it ultimately needs to be the point of the preceding sentence's idea. The ingredients are, colon, ingredients. Here's a fun fact, colon, I'm over the word limit. In an English dictionary, word, colon, definition. The colon is like the red curtain that unveils the show to the theatre. Now a semicolon is when you have an additional point to make in the preceding sentence's idea, but you don't want to use a full stop. Full stops are used when you make a new sentence with a new point. Semicolons is when you make a new point without a new sentence, emphasizing the original idea. See, I just presented 2 ideas in the same sentence with the magical power of semicolons. It's very subtle when you're reading sentences out loud, but it helps with the structure of writing. It's neater than saturating the Word document with full stops and commas, like look at this. That's a clean paragraph. It's used to create that separation of ideas without having to use the full stop. This creates more linear writing and also makes for less pauses when reading. Going back on synonyms though, I guess you can call this assignment a semicolon because it's half-assed.